I'm very happy about Zach Brown, the ex-Redskin linebacker that came to Philadelphia. That told his agent, that pretty much, got the phone call from Philadelphia and told his agent, hey, I don't want to take any phone calls from any other teams. That's the place where I want to play. And it really shows, you know what? It shows, especially to a division player that we know very well, that we face him twice a year. And, always been a fan of him. Always thought he was a very good player. 29 years old, okay, and still playing at a Pro Bowl level. And you picked up a Pro Bowl linebacker for very cheap, and he wants to play here and win a championship. Now you got the Redskin fans on Twitter, and they're kind of pissed off. They're kind of, which Redskin is gonna pancake Zach Brown. And he laughs it off and says, no one. He knows that this is a winning culture. He definitely knows that this locker room is different than many others. I think he was with the Bills, and he was with the Redskins, of course, and then I think he was with the Bills. And before that, I'm not sure if he went to another team. Not really sure. But Zach Brown just loves the culture, loves whatever. There's no, like he said, no cliques. There's no groups of kids. It's like going to high school. You have the nerd group, you have the smart group, you got, the smart guy people, the cool people. You know what I mean? You don't have those little groups of people that have their own little thing. Everybody is one group on this team, and everybody thinks the same. And it's just, this is a championship year for the Eagles. This is so damn important this year. To get where they need to go. And to sign Zach Brown, I honestly couldn't believe they did it because I thought it was too late in the process. The Eagles couldn't get their hands on the two linebackers in the draft, and they just couldn't get it done. Devin White went to the Bucs. Devin Bush went 10th overall to the Steelers. So, I was like, I already knew they were both going to go. But I was really happy that the Eagles went out and made this move. And I think a lot of these free agents, they wait till after the draft to make themselves available to teams. This way, they know they will have a role. And I think the Eagles gave Zach Brown a pretty big role. So they can have Nigel Bradham and Zach Brown in the middle. It depends. It depends what they do. If they only put the two linebackers, it depends if they do a single high where they bring somebody down. It's all... it all comes into a conclusion of how they're going to use all these guys. Everybody has a different ability. I think we're still lacking a coverage linebacker right now. But other than that, that's really it. I think we're pretty damn good on defense. I think Zach Brown brings a lot of swagger to that linebacker. Even though Nigel Bradham already does, I think Zach Brown elevates that. And just makes it a lot better. So I can already tell he's very thrilled to be here. I was just happy. I just love it. I love when other players are here for just a year and they're like, man, it's like this team, this locker room is great. And then you have a guy that's a division rival that's had his ups and downs with the Redskins, that has had his little fights with Lane Johnson, beefing on Twitter and just reading all this stuff the past couple of years. And then all of a sudden he just comes in and just sees and automatically knows, even from free agency, telling his agent, that's the team I want to play for. And he knows that this team, he saw us in the playoffs last year. We had a lot of injuries. We were 4-6, turned into a division playoff team, a divisional playoff team, and just amazing how it just turns around. So adding Zach Brown, woke up one morning, saw he was signed. I was happy. I was relieved. I was happy that we added another linebacker because, LJ Fort was just not going to be enough. And I think with Zach Brown here, it makes a huge difference. So other than that, guys, that's really it. I just want to kind of go over the whole Zach Brown situation, what I really took. I know I talked about it on my OTAs video the other day, but I kind of wanted to just make a separate video on it just because I really enjoyed how he sat there and I just loved how he just wanted to play for this team and just knows that where this team is going in a really good direction for the future. Even if Zach Brown is here for 1 year, It is what it is. If the Eagles want to re-sign him next year, to at 30 years old, if they want to just sign him at 30 years old and say, hey, want to stay here for another year next year, I wouldn't mind that either. But I want to see what he does. Great tackler. No one ever gets really around him. Once he puts his hands on you, you're pretty much going to the ground. Very hard hitter. So Zach Brown has always been a great player. It never misses tackles. That's the one guy. That one thing I've noticed about Zach Brown, he never misses tackles. Never does. Hard hitter. So that's really it, guys. I want to talk about Zach Brown and what's going on with that. So that's it. I'll see you guys later. Chase, what up? Files fly.